Hey, this is Matt once again. We're about to end the video, and this is a paid request for frame by frame. Thank you so much for that. And for those interested in requesting any type of videos, whether it be a topic, reaction, commentary, review, re-review, random thoughts, tier list rankings, video game playthroughs, whatever the case may be, feel free to send it. I'll get to it as soon as I can, and links are down below in the info box for those who wish to do that. Now, this is for The Apprentice, a 2024 film directed by Ali Abazi, which I've never heard of another film he's done. I've looked at these films, never heard of them before. And written by Gabriel Sherman, who wrote, he was a journalist for stuff like Vanity Fair, which, I'll be honest, I don't know how serious I take Vanity Fair. Maybe that's just me. And I guess you'd say it's about the origin of Donald Trump. It's more so of him meeting Roy Cohn, this lawyer, very powerful figure who helps Trump's dad get out of this situation where people said the guy was racist for not letting people live in these establishments. And about how after that Donald is mentored by Roy Cohn about business practices and these rules to have and things of that nature. So he goes through Trump getting it, setting up Trump Plaza, Trump Tower, some deals that don't go well, like the Taj Mahal thing. Like he tried to do other stuff that didn't go well. Meeting Ivana, getting married, the ups and downs of that relationship. His brother having alcoholism and ended up dying. His mentor got AIDS and he was secretly gay. And it's one of those films that, who is this for? That's kind of what I asked. Who is this for? Because if you like or you're voting for or you're into Trump, you're not really going to want to watch this or may not be big into this because you'll think it's a hit piece or they've twisted those facts or twisted those facts. And if you're the other side, you may think, well, so the stuff that makes him a monster is correct, but the stuff that kind of humanizes him, that's all bullshit. And also with every biopic, how many biopics are true? Like, so many of them are full of crap. Like, how many twists and turns of tweets did they do on Mercury in Bohemian Rhapsody? Freddie Mercury. Is it, well, actually, that didn't happen. That happened. That the timing is wrong. So, what am I supposed to believe? How am I supposed to believe any biopic that comes out? So you're not going to it, and I'm not going to be like, oh man, that's absolutely 100% factual. Because so many of them have twisted and turned shit. Sebastian Stan, who is Bucky in the Captain America films, he's not doing a bad job playing Donald Trump because he doesn't go for a stereotypical like, impression of him. Like with his mannerisms, the way he talks, but you could see Trump out of him, so to speak. Was it Jeremy Strong as Roy Cohn does a pretty capable job? The way the film is shot is decent to really make it look like that 70s to 80s era with the cinematography and the lighting. They do a decent job of that. But I was so... There's interested, there's below that. 3 notches below that is where I was at. I was so not giving a rat's ass about this movie. For so much of the film, I did not give a rat's ass. Because I'm so tired of the political games. I'm so tired of all the sides fighting with each other. And that, well, you are subhuman because you vote for this person. I'm so sick and tired of that jack squat shit. let me say this. If you vote for Trump, you're not a subhuman person. If you vote for Trump, you're not some insignificant garbage like some of these higher folks want to tell and say you are. That's ridiculous. That's stupid. It's like the people on Twitter. I'm just don't call it Twitter for a second. They saw someone with a MAGA banner in Florida, and then they went, "Man, I'm so glad. God himself is saying don't vote for Trump, but they did what they deserved because there's so many people in Florida that like Trump, so they did all those hurricanes. They did what they deserve." And I'm sitting there going, "Are you shitting my britches? Are you kidding me, dude? Are you kidding me?" Joe Bidet goes on and says, "If you Trump supporters are all garbage," and I'm sitting there going. And then people like argue, well, he meant it with an apostrophe. The supporter apostrophe, that one guy's garbage. I'm like, the senile fool, he meant what he said and said what he meant. Trump is no saint. Far from it. But neither are the other guys or gals. That's my point. None of them are. I don't trust any of them. I don't like any of them because I think they're all full of it. Here's the thing. I'm not Republican, I'm not Democrat, I'm somewhere else. Meaning I don't trust either one. I'm willing to have a conversation with someone. I don't care who you vote for. I'm not going to demean you because you voted for a certain person. I'm not. Because that's stupid. Because they're all full of it. They tell you what you want to hear until you vote for them, and then not as much gets changed as you want to get changed. Now, do I think the past 4 years have been bad? Yeah. Inflation, economy, higher gas prices, higher groceries. I think that has definitely been an issue. And the people, I mean, when your president is so damn old, the puppet Walter from Jeff Dunham, which he looks like, the old guy. When he's a piece of wood and he's less senile than this guy, it's like Joe Bidet. It's like, come on, dude. But Donald Dump Truck, I don't like him either. I don't like either of them. Donald Trump is a loudmouth asshole. Joe Bidet is a senile prick. And Chameleon is a dumbass. Who wants to talk about how she's black, but she's not even black. And she said something like, "Hey, you vote black people, you get weed." Just, that's what you black people want is weed, right? They all full of it. That's why am I the only one that realizes you could be all against each other? Folks, we're all in the same country. We're all in the same group. None of them care about you. None of them care about you. What don't you understand? People want to make you as, hey, you're my friend because they want the power, the money, all the other stuff. They want the I told you so. They want whatever the benefits they get. They sincerely do not give a rat's ass about you. They never have. They never will. Whether Bill Clinton or Obama or Bush, senior or junior, they don't care about you. I don't understand why people don't understand that. That's why I'm not mad at people who vote for whoever. Because that's your right. That's supposed to be your right. And if people really care about that, then have a conversation. Here's the thing. If this was really serious, all this stuff, right? What I mean by this, you would do this. Hey, Donald Trump, come over here. Kamala, come over here. What do you like to eat? What do you like to eat? Sit down here, okay? Here's your food. Would you have one camera? I want 3 people and 3 people. You're for this guy, you're for this guy. Let's have a conversation. And not a debate. Now I'm going to screw you. No, an actual conversation for 2 hours. You got 2 hours within your day. And say, well, I want to do this. And let him talk. But I want to do this and let him talk. And well, I don't think you did this. Well, I did this. And show receipts. And the 3 people, you did help show receipts. Well, I don't like it when you call people garbage. Well, I don't like you told this joke. Well, I didn't tell the joke. Some dumbass comedian told a stupid joke. Well, actually, that joke is about Puerto Rico has a garbage problem. And that's what the guy was joking about. Well, he could have said that better. Yeah, I know he could have said better because he's a dumbass for saying it the way he did. But it's still part of an issue. Have an actual conversation if you're serious about this. Sincere, low key, no cameras, no journalists. Except one camera, you show it. Well, 3. One in the middle, one that way, one that way. There you go. That's it. Have the AC up. No big crowd. There's at most, if you need one person as a moderator, fine. So you have 3, 6, 7, 8, 9 people at most. There you go. Let's have a conversation with what do you actually want to do? What do you actually want to do? Why is that tough? What I just said, why is that tough? I don't know why. And that's why the whole thing is foolish. It's a bad game show. It's always this bad game show. The 2 people, they throw tomatoes at each other, potatoes at each other. They throw this, throw that. One wants to twerk with Megan Thee Stallion. One wants to work at McDonald's. I don't give a fuck about either of that. Unless a woman wants to twerk in my face and sit on it, or that McDonald's is going to give my hand for me to eat it, I don't give a fuck. That's why I hate politics. I think about politics. I hate talking about politics. When I do streams, people bring up in the chat. I'm like, you guys can talk about it, but I'm tired of talking about politics. I have to bring it up because it's about the guy. And as a film, it's like, I don't give a crap about his story. And there's so much of the story missing that you don't have anything about his childhood or nothing about his teenage years. There's nothing about, get into the later on when he's doing cameos in Home Alone 2 and no, the TV show The Apprentice is never brought up. I'm like, it's called The Apprentice because he's apprentice to Roy Cohn, but no, it doesn't talk about any of that later. It's, oh, Trump's dad was racist. He met Ivana. The movie, apparently, there was a testimony getting ready for divorce that Ivana had that Donald Trump assaulted her sexually. Now, granted, after, then she said, well, that didn't really happen. I just wanted that to screw him over. Then they got back together. So then you have this he said, she said. Well, one side goes, well, she really meant that, but she didn't want to lose the money. Although I'm thinking, would she be able to have a shitload of money with 50-50 divorce? I don't know. Maybe more money. Maybe she didn't have that. I don't know. Then some say, oh, well, some say that actually did happen. Some say, no, she was lying because she wanted to screw him over. But once they got back together, she said, nah, it didn't really happen. I was just... Although, wouldn't that be lying under oath? So wouldn't you be in deep shit trouble for that? I don't know. That's what I mean. It doesn't go into her saying that didn't happen. That's the thing. Why was that featured in the movie? It just shows that he forced himself on her and she's face down and he's humping the shit out of her. But doesn't go into, from what I remember, well, actually, her saying it wasn't true. That she made it up. Why does the film not mention that? It says that he took amphetamines. He doesn't want to exercise, but he wants to lose weight. So they want to do liposuction. And it's like, okay, it's not trying to be a hit piece, but some people things could be viewed as a hit piece. And he has a sense of a guy that wants power, but it's not too one note where he's a mustache twirling villain. But at the end, he has his ghostwriter, and he says there's 3 rules. The world is a mess, fight back. If they attack with a knife, you attack with a bazooka. And deny everything, admit nothing, never admit defeat. And then he says that he came with the rules when really it was Roy Cohn that did it. Yes, there's even a line where he said, maybe I'll run for president. Oh, I'm being facetious. There's a scene they add in where he's got a blowjob. He's getting a blowjob, but he can't come. And then there's that meme, which well, you mean a politician gets blowjobs? I know that's never happened before. Don't ask Bill Clinton about that, with those stains. Isn't that typical? Like every fucking politician, don't they cheat on their wife and give blowjobs? I'm not saying that's right. I'm saying I thought that was just typical. Every rich person does it. I'm watching it going, who is this for? Who is this for? Who wants to watch this? Because either you don't buy everything when some of it may be true, or you don't buy none of it, but some of it may be true. And it just wasn't entertaining. Because it's not funny. Because Donald Trump at times did be a funny guy, I will say. So I didn't really get that much out of the guy being humorous. Because in real life he could be humorous. I mean, if you're asking me who seems more fun, Trump does seem more fun than Kamala. It looks like she got a stick up her ass. But Kamala Harris. She coming, oh, she coming. I don't like either one. But yeah, I'm not going to be against people who's like, oh, you don't vote for that person? Get on my stream. No. Because again, I think that's stupid. I hate using the word toxic because it gets so overused, but it really has become where if you vote for this one person, then it's like broken friendships with people. It makes people. I'm like, do you guys see what you're doing? Granted, lately I've seen more of the left doing it to the right, where the left over a whole like. And when I say it, I'm talking about like the higher ups. And that's the thing. Even when I say that just now, this does not mean everybody there has done that. Just like everybody on the other side do not like what happened on January 6th. But I also don't like the riots for Black Lives Matter because people died there too, including a black police officer. Which, this is all about a guy who was black who died. I'm sad that happened. Sorry that happened, but these riots are to fight that. But then you led to another black person died who was a police officer. So how does that help your? How does that help your motive? These riots is because one guy died, who has a skin color, specific. But doing so will result in this other guy dying, who has the same skin color, specific. I don't want to... I want to get his name. I want to make sure this is who... David Dorn. I wanted to get this guy's name. David Dorn. Because he deserves it. 2020. St. Louis. Retired St. Louis police captain was killed while responding to an alarm at a pawn shop overnight during the riots in 2020. Killed by looters of the Floyd protest. And that's what I'm talking about. Both sides can be wrong on certain things. I think what happened at the Capitol was wrong, and I think these riots were wrong. They both can be wrong, people. You do know that, right? It's not 100%, 0%. And that's what I mean by every group has extremists. Every group. Even movies. Hell, look at simple movies. There are a lot of Star Wars fans who don't like what happened, including me with episode 8 and 9. And are there extremists? Yes. Welcome to the internet. Hell, my little titty corner pool area of YouTube. I've had extremists who have sent me death threats because I didn't like the Prometheus and Dark Knight Rises back in 2012. What's with the internet? You don't have extremists all the time. Does that represent everybody? For example, I've had one or two people who were really I remember when Black Panther, my review that's gone, you know, there were people calling me racist, but then I had people who say, no, you're not. You just didn't like a movie that just happens to have a guy who's black in it. And there's like one or two people who were very nice and sent these very long messages about how, hey, you know what, what they're saying is ridiculous. There's always going to be extremists in every walk of life. And what's funny is that this is all over politics and politicians who really do not care about you at the end of the day. Like, so many people are fighting each other over this for people that don't care about you. They don't give a rat's ass about you. Neither one. This is like, I would not want to see a Joe Bidet or biopic too. Because I don't care. Don't give a rat's ass. And I don't know what would be true, what would not be true, what would be finessed or flourished in a overdone, over preachy, or overwrought way. So what the hell am I supposed to believe in these biopics? And as someone said when I reviewed one biopic, they say, well, it's about whether you're entertained. And I wasn't entertained by this. I was bored. Sebastian Stan, I can, I respect him trying to do it in a role without a typical impersonation like Saturday Night Live. It's not that kind of bad impersonation. I'd appreciate the look of the film at times. with that in the way certain scenes are lit to try to give that 80s, flavor to it, the respect the time period it takes place in. But I mean, if you don't tell a story of the guy, but you leave so much of his background out of it and his childhood out of it, and like, why even stop where they stop? Like, why don't you go further since that seems to be where you want to go? You bring up the brother character having alcoholism, but it's kind of just thrown in there, and there's not a whole lot of, I thought, depth really put into that whole notion. Again, the whole thing with Ivana, you don't talk about the fact that she retracted the statement. Now, whether you believe she was telling the truth or not on that retraction, that's up to you. But the fact that she did retract it, you don't put that in there. I think not having that information in there makes it seem like you're hiding something. So I got nothing out of this. I'm like watching this in a state of flux of, well, is that true? Did that happen? Well, he's a dick, so he is an asshole, so he probably did do that. He is a businessman, and a lot of businessmen, they do screw over people. But same with politicians, most of them screw over people too. Okay, I don't trust this guy. I don't also trust the guy. Like, how about what we don't do a Joe Bidet one where we find out why he keeps sniffing people's hair? Hey, how come that? Hey Joe, how do he keep sniffing people's hair? Which was weird. I don't know why the fuck would you do that? I'm like, okay, if he's that senile, do you want him really? They all suck. That's my point. They all suck. When I say they, I mean the politicians. I don't mean the people voting for them. Because the people voting for them, they are going into what are their policies, what do they want to do, what do they want to achieve. And I didn't say that the past 4 years have not been that great. With the rise of prices of gas and inflation, of groceries, and you could blame it all on. I'm like, well, because of what? I'm like, really? You don't blame on the guy that wasn't president for 4 years? And it's 4 years and still nothing really has changed for the better? And then the whole Afghanistan thing where they just like, hey, you know what? Just bring everybody out of there. What about the people who were with us and helping? They don't get screwed over and get possibly killed because they were working with us. Oh, we don't care. That was such a disaster. That was embarrassing. That was so... And probably a lot of people died because of that. That to me is pretty serious offense. We're not going to mention that, huh? On the flip side, Trump, stop saying stupid shit. Or stop having comedians, if they're going to say something, how they say it better. Well, Puerto Rico is garbage. Yes, he's talking about the garbage. There's a lot of garbage. There's a big garbage problem there. Not just with actual garbage, but, they have officials that are not the best people. And a lot of Puerto Rican people are going through tough times because of that. But, Tony, have an actual punchline or try to be funny as a comedian. Plus, the difference is that that's a comedian saying a stupid thing while Joe Bidet said it himself. Trump himself did not say Puerto Rican people are garbage. And that's the thing. Stop lying. Like, okay, if the guy's so awful, there's stupid shit about him, yes. But don't make up shit like, he told his family that he would do this to he would not let that soldier be buried. because he was a foreign person. And then the family goes, but we didn't. He never said that. When did he say that? He never said that. He was nice to us. That's what I'm talking about. Stop lying about each other. But that's always been the case. People always lie because they hear something and they think it's 100% truth. They watch a fucking news program 24/7. So that must be true. Must all be true. The media must be telling the truth 24. I'm like, you fucking serious? You think the media is telling you the truth all the goddamn time? You serious? That's what I mean. That's why it just makes my head explode, the whole fucking thing. That's why I'd rather live in my bubble. I'd rather live in my bubble and like leave me the fuck alone. Because I hate all the politicians. I hate all of you. But if you're voting for one or the other, I have no issues with you. I really don't. Why? Because it's stupid to hate a whole bunch of people that, they want to believe and they look at. You want to know the other reason? Because we're supposed to be united as in the United States. Stop hating our neighbors. Both sides. And if you're not doing it, I'm not talking to you. If you're not doing it, I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to the people who are doing it. We just don't make fun. You can make fun of someone and not hate them. But just, I know I'm talking about this movie. There ain't much fucking shit to talk about, honestly. This got made and released because of what's going on with the elections right now. That's why. And to me, the movie was not worth a pot to piss on. It's not badly shot. It's not badly acted. I thought Jeremy Strong was pretty decent as Roy Cohn. The whole bits with him having AIDS and he gets these cufflinks, but then finds out they're fake cufflinks, and he's, I don't know, mad, sad, ashamed, however you want to put it, of where he's at, feeling betrayed, all that stuff, and again, how much of that is true, how much is that, I don't know. But yeah, it is what it is. So, was I a fan of the film at the end of the day? No. Did I learn anything? No, because I don't know what was true, what was BS. So, no, technically I didn't learn anything. Except how much further I hate politics. So, we'll see you guys later. Bye-bye for now. Later.